Come on now. Y'all already know what this is. First things first. God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive. Look, man, we got a lot of things going on. Look, today's March 1st, the day of the Elimination Chamber. John Cena's last Elimination Chamber. Also, I turned 30 today. So, hey, I'm part of the Dirty 30 Club.
Welcome to the club, baby. It's a night party, baby. It's a night party.
Oh, man.
Happy birthday,
That
brother.
being said, thank you, man. I appreciate it. That being said, you know we got to talk about this week of Wrestling Fire because soon, and later on today, we got Elimination Chamber, so we got a lot to talk about. So let's talk about the 3 hours of fire with Monday Night Raw, baby. You know, I got to talk about it because when it comes to Monday Night Raw, Raw on Netflix, you know I got to say it because it's actually happening yet again. 3 hours of heat, 3 hours of fire, 3 hours of nonstop storytelling that just keeps getting better. And man, I can't lie, this was a good episode of Monday Night Raw. Talk about a great go away home show for Raw. Kicked it off with Logan Paul. He comes out there. He's saying how he's going to be the man that's going to win the Elimination Chamber. CM Punk comes out there. Honestly, they exchange words. I'm not even going to lie. Honestly, to go toe-to-toe with CM Punk, that was a good look for Logan Paul. I was actually pretty proud of him for that. But, you know, they ended it off with Logan Paul with a disrespectful slap to the face of CM Punk running off. Classic heel move. I liked it. Flash forward, we go to Gunther. Now, Gunther comes out. He's out there facing Karen Tozawa. Honestly, it's a squash match. Does what he does. Otis tries to help. Otis gets demolished. It kind of sucks to see Otis like that. He tries, but he fails. And then we see my man, Jey Uso, Yeet, come out and save them. Honestly, great thing to see from my man, Jey Uso. Flash forward to something that we talked about last week. Something that I didn't think they would do. Something I would have thought they would actually listen. Something where I said to myself, man, I don't know where we're going with this, but now I kind of appreciate this. Okay, we had Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria. Of course, we were hoping for Dakota Kai to win, but we didn't see that. So she lost. Dakota Kai loses, but Ivy Nile comes, attacks Dakota Kai first, then comes and beats the hell out of Stephanie Valkyria. I'm sorry. And just goes insane. Flash forward. Now, we go to Seth. Seth is telling Cody, I hope you don't make this actual decision. I'm hoping you don't decide to actually go with this. Because, again, everything that you've done to get this title was to go against what The Rock is, and now you're going to be the one to join him? Yeah, that looks crazy. Then, the main event of the match, of the night, we're seeing Bianca and Naomi losing their titles to Raquel and Liv. And this is the finish, right here. Now, to be honest, that last main event, I really thought to myself, man, now I was really loving the title run that Bianca and Naomi was going for, but now to see that they've lost these titles, now it really kind of puts the eye on them as to me thinking, I don't think this was Liv and Raquel that attacked Jade. I'm starting to definitely think Bianca and Naomi were the ones, because now it seems like every time when I'm looking at them, when every time they're mentioned or when it's talked about, somebody, the attack of Jade, the face expressions change. Bianca looks a little off. Naomi looks a little sus. I seen a couple of threads on Twitter. People was talking about Naomi. Naomi tried to defend herself, say, "I'm tired of people saying that it was me." Honestly, the video with Liv and Raquel walking out, oh yeah, that's nice. Just to throw something. We talked about that. But honestly, seeing what's going on with them, I'm really interested to see if maybe, just like we was talking about, maybe to see if Jay does pop up in the Elimination Chamber match. Because now Bianca nor Naomi have the tag titles. They have nothing. So now you actually have a reason to actually win this title match, to win this Elimination Chamber for a title match at Mania. And the question is, which one of y'all is going to go and get it? Mr. Exclusive, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Another great Raw. We got a chance to see another great Raw. 3 hours of fire once again. So when we look at the situation with Jade and seeing Liv and Raquel, I can't say her name. All of a sudden, I can't say it. Or Raquel Rodriguez. But when we see both of them, win the title, and it's funny because I didn't realize, it didn't click in my mind that this is their third time winning these titles. I almost forgot they were tag team champions. That's how bad. Yeah. That's how bad things have been in the women's tag team division. I forgot that they won the title 2 other times, and then when they mentioned, I said, "Oh, that is correct. They did win the titles twice." And them making history technically. The first time some women's tag team has won the title 3 times. Technically, right now they are the most prolific women's tag team champions of all time. WWE. Not saying a lot. I just want to throw that out there. It's not saying a lot, but. I think this is probably the better move. Them winning the titles, a lot of people didn't like it, but if there's a couple of factors in here. You want to keep the Judgment Day relevant. You got to have some type of titles in the group. This kind of helps that out. You said, you spoke earlier before the show, Liv's on a run right now. She's doing really well right now. So having a title on her in some form or the fashion is best for business. She's extremely popular right now. And I think they could work as a tag team and extend what Bianca / Jade / Naomi have done with the tag team titles this past year. I mean, the run that they went on was absolutely was good. I mean, even with the split up and having to bring Naomi in there, they made the titles for the first time in this entire reign, the 4 or 5 years that this sucker's been around, that is actually, to me, felt like the titles were relevant.
Yeah.
This is the first time. They should have never lost the titles to Fire and Pitfall Girl. I could be just saying, I know I'm destroying names, but they should have never lost the titles to them in the first place. There should have been another 11 almost year reign that should have taken place here. But it is what it is. I like what I'm seeing. I love everything that I'm seeing kind of mixing in. It gives you so much wild card for tonight. Like they could go and Jade is involved in this. Jade may not be involved in this at all. And it's just the illusion that Jade could be involved in it. Yep. That makes you wonder, is she going to get, is she going to be out there? So love what they're doing with the tag team. I cannot believe I'm saying I love what they're doing with the tag team division right now. So I hope that stays going. Now, looking at the other things that happen, Logan Paul and CM Punk, the way that they've kind of thrown Logan Paul into different scenarios, like him talking a little trash to Cena, the way he's kind of been going at Punk lately, they're kind of setting up a few thoughts in your mind on who could be, Logan's WrestleMania opponent. So if Cena doesn't win, don't be surprised. If you just watch the Nuggets, don't be surprised if all of a sudden it's Cena versus Logan. Or don't be surprised it's Punk versus Logan. Those are the things, and we all know that Punk wants his WrestleMania main event. That's got to happen at some point. I personally don't think it'll be Punk, but those are the things you got to kind of watch out for. So that for that situation, just take a peek at that tonight. Seth and Cody was very interesting because it was very interesting because when he told him, he was like, "Wait a minute, I know you're not yelling at me about being loyal and all this other stuff when you Pretty much, he said, "You the most unloyal person I know. You know, you turned your back on Roman, you turned your back on these people, like." And all Seth could do was put his head down because he knew it was true. He was like, "Bro, like you've done all these things. What are you talking about? You cannot be mad at me. You did the same thing to your boys and went and hung out with Triple H, and you took that power and you ran with it as a world champion. So how dare you, sir? How dare you come at me like, oh, you can't do this? I sacrificed my blood and tears and did everything so you can have the title. Okay, and so what? You did way worse than I've done. So I had to give Cody a shout out for that." And just to throw this in before we move or go back to you, bro, my friend, this one is interesting to me because I think we were all rooting for Dakota. I think we all were rooting for Dakota in this. Like we all wanted Dakota to win. It's like, look, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. I wanted no parts. I wanted no parts of seeing her, the Lyra Valkyria, win this match. But by all means, I think that now at least they're giving her opponents to kind of like make the reign. She's wrestling a little bit more now. They're making the reign relevant. So, like you said earlier, 3 hours of fire continues. I mean, when you're watching Raw or anything WWE right now, it's hard to not be glued to the set. So another great Raw,
Agreed, man. Agreed. Yeah, man. I mean, of course, and Penta, of course, was also doing the same, man, with him and Ludwig Kaiser.
Kaiser. Say that
they had
4
a great
times.
Match too, man. Like honestly, it's just been great. I'm really loving Raw on Netflix, and just like I've been saying before, we are really in a futuristic time of wrestling. You can just go right onto a streaming service and watch wrestling at any point in time, whenever you want, whether it's YouTube, Netflix, Max, anything on demand. It's crazy. Peacock, you got it.
And it's crazy. Wrestling to me is just like soap operas. Soap operas are always going to be like, no matter what you say, they can be corny. You can say, "Oh, wrestle," but if you start watching one, you're gonna get hooked. That's just how it works. And wrestling's the same. They're in that very rarefied air of television or anything entertainment that you just start watching, like, I'm hooked on this because and that's just what they do. And so it's a beautiful thing. Now, you said something about the Penta match. I wanted to bring this up. I'm glad you brought it up because I almost forgot about it. I don't know why, but technically this is his first loss. Like since and it was. I'm not mad that he lost. I'm glad that he didn't. He wasn't pinned. There's smart wrestling business decision there. But it was a nice win for Ludwig. Like Kaiser, this is a nice win for Kaiser. Like it was a surprising win, but they've been building him.
Yeah,
they've been building him. Yeah. They've been building him for months. Like if somehow Braun
is probably maybe the last maybe 6 months, I think.
Yeah, last 6 months they've been building him. He's going to be an Intercontinental Champion at some point. Yeah. Just book it, y'all. It's coming at some point between the end of this year. He's going to be a good Intercontinental Champion. He can talk on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
He's got what some people would say a punchable face. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, oh, he get on my nerves.
He's a real heel.
He's a real heel. Now I got to throw this back, and I know you remember. Me and you, yeah.
Crazy.
No diddy. Me and you, New Orleans, WrestleMania 34.
Mm-hmm.
My man comes out as Martel Bartel. I can't remember
Martel Bartel.
Bartel comes out. He comes to the ring. He's standing up, and you are giving him every bit of the business as he's out there. I mean, you were yelling at this man and talking all types of trash to him. That's when I knew. Then I'm like, this guy's got. Like, and you weren't the only one, but you were
and crazy Kyle.
Yeah, and crazy Kyle was hilarious. Like,
what? I think next episode we might have to show that to the people, man. Because I still got it. I still got the.
It's so funny, man. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, man, boom, and you were letting them have it. But from that moment back in 2018. And it's funny that it's been 7 years, but I had a feeling that he had it. Some people just have the swag in different forms, and he has it, man. Like he's gonna be in a Continental Champ by the end of the year. Yeah, so that's my bold prediction, I guess, if that's really a bold prediction. But
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, he's gonna be IC champ for sure.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah. I was cracking up, boy. Eric had me crying, boy. I was like, all right, leave him
Man,
alone. Leave him alone,
that
Eric.
dude. Nah, it wasn't even me. The crazy Kyle dude was worse.
Yeah,
Because all I
no.
could do was just oh man, nah, he was way worse than me. I promise you.
No, he was way worse than you. But the things that he was saying was out of control. I'm
He
like, damn,
said, "You suck." I know you, Marcel Bartel, and you suck. I said, "Oh my god!"
and it was loud too because like the crowd was kind of like not.
Everybody just like was kind
Everybody
of
was just
focused on
quiet.
him.
Yeah,
It just,
my man was giving people the business, man. It was hilarious.
oh man, it
Oh, it was
really
great.
was. But you know, we talked about 3 hours of fire. Now it's time to talk about Shawn Michaels with the chef's hat. Talking about NXT, baby. Come on now. You know, I gotta do it, man, because he's constantly doing it. Somebody, please give Sean the chef's hat
Hey,
because he's
man, boy,
constantly cooking up.
always cooking.
Man, that man is constantly cooking and he's always cooking. And I can't even lie. To be honest, I kept saying to myself, where was Ariana Grace? I was like, man, it's good to see her on, TNA being on the liaison and, seeing her facing Lola Vice. I thought that was pretty dope too.
It's
A lot
good
of
to
people
see
forget
Lola
about
back.
that.
It's good
It's
to
good
see
to see
Lola back.
the women's division is thriving, and I think they're looking good because we see Roxanne Perez. She's doing a lot of stuff on the main roster. But we got to talk about how the show kicked off because we kicked it off with Stephanie Valkyrie. She was facing Karen Petrovich. Honestly, in having my man Asante the Adonis ringside, I'm not even gonna lie, what he was wearing, he looked like my man the Bad Apple. That's with that's with Chris Jericho. I'm not even gonna lie. If you seen how he was dressed, he had the black cowboy hat, the whole. I said, man, who is this? Is this Asante or is this the Bad Apple? Because you look stupid. But of course, Stephanie beats Carmen, and now Julia comes out, congratulates her, but now she says, it's you and me, Madison Square Garden, title for title. Now, I'm not mad about this, but I think this is going to be interesting. But I don't see neither one of these women winning and having both titles.
Yeah,
I
that's
see
so
this
bad.
ending in a DQ. So now we flash forward to Moose. Now, Moose beats
Moose.
Lexus King. Beats Lexus King. Great match, by the way. Great match. And Oba, Femi, the
My
ruler,
man.
comes out, and now he challenges Moose for the X Division TNA title. I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? I'm not gonna lie, this was a theme of title versus title tonight because this was really just going on the whole time. Now we flash forward to the Hardys beating the no quarter catch crew. Now let's be honest here. The crowd was so into this match. We had the crowd telling, saying to my man that is everybody says the Randy Orton lookalike or young Randy. The crowd is sitting there saying, you're not Randy. It's insane. But now, of course, now we flash forward to this. The Hardys and Fraxium. Now they're going title for title. Madison Square Garden. Now I'm telling you now, I just feel like it's about to be a bunch of DQs. I can't see nobody having both titles at all. Because and if anybody has a title, it might just be the tag titles. It might just be. Because I can't see, Oba Femi beating Moose. I can't see Stephanie beating Julia. And I'm damn sure only thing I could see is Fraxium beating the Hardys. Why? Because the Hardys have done so much. And it would make sense for Fraxium to win those titles anyway, since they've been cooking up and doing a whole bunch of work on TNA Impact already. So that's the only thing I could see. Then we flash forward to Ricky Saints, okay, in the tag team match. Him and Javon Evans going up against Ethan Page, and Wesley. And it ends off with Javon Evans and Ethan Page going off into the side. Javon the young OG, getting bouncy, beating the hell out of Ethan Page on the sidelines, in the crowd, and Ricky Saints finishing off the match, beating Wesley. And this is the finish right here. Yeah, man, I ain't even gonna lie. This was a good episode of NXT. And another honorable mention, I got to talk about it because we talk about these two ladies. We've been talking about them since we started this show. I would be lying, and honestly, because I already mentioned her already, I talked about Ariana Grace, but she was one, her being the liaison, she was one that was on the travel bus.
Oh yeah,
She's on the bus.
Yeah. I think I said that to y'all in the group chat. That joke was funny.
And sat with Kalani, asked Kalani, like, what was her thoughts with the match with her and Jada? Now, I thought it was a little funny at the same time, getting a little messy, because Jada is three rows behind on the right of where y'all are sitting.
Look, doing one of these. She was peeking. It was
look over, and you know she was gonna hear her name. If Jada hears anything, whether it's Jada, Jade, okay, she has to hear that. Parker, doesn't matter. If Jada hears any of that, she's immediately gonna respond. And I loved what happened. Ariana Grace looks like she kind of really played that second fiddle of a person of Loki being the instigator. But I like that role for her. You know, it's heelish, but I don't know. It's something about Ariana Grace. She's doing a lot of Santino things. She's acting like a father, and it's crazy. So now, I love seeing it, seeing Jada Parker, seeing Kalani, seeing that whole matchup, and honestly, again, seeing Wesley. Just getting slapped around and called Susan. And I ain't talking Blank Man. Mr. Exclusive, what are your thoughts, man? What do you think?
Hey, Blank Man in my top 5, so that's I love the reference. Love the reference. Great. But he has been getting slapped around and called Susan. It's out of control. Look, NXT once again, the NXT TNA mashup partnership is absolutely beautiful. And if you are not a fan of it, then you don't love professional wrestling. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. If you're not a real fan of professional wrestling, if you don't like what you're seeing, I haven't heard one person, knock on wood, say they hate what they've been seeing unless they just absolutely just don't love WWE wrestling or WWE. But it's been gold, and that's back and forth. I mean, you're watching TNA, and these great things. Like I think when TNA happened this week, they had the 6-man tag. And then you saw that breakdown, and the system were beating up on the Hardys. Oba's out there. It was just all of that. And now they're going to have Jeff Hardy take on Moose at their next pay-per-view. And I think their pay-per-view is the following week.
Yeah.
So I think theirs is on the 18th, and they got that match happening for the X Division title. But then there's going to be a 10-man tag. Now, they didn't put Oba in the mix, but I got a feeling he's going to be in the match.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, because I think it's Joe Hendry, and I forgot who the other person, and Elijah. So Elijah, Joe Hendry, and I would have to say probably Oba, but he still got 2 more people that are going to be in this match. So that's the thing. They said the other partners were mystery people. So technically 3 people are mystery people, but I got a feeling Oba will be in that mix. And I feel like there'll probably be 2 other NXT people. I don't know who they'll be, but that'll be fun. That's the fun part. That's they leave, they throw the nuggets, and they just throw bombs out there, and you be like, all right, what's happening next?
Yeah.
So that's been great. And just I kind of agree with you on a couple things. I don't see this match. I can't see them taking the title off of Stephanie that fast. Personally. I think if I had this, and this is my personal opinion, I think Stephanie has had more of an impact so far than Julia. And it's on different fronts. If you're a guy that loves women's wrestling because you love to look at them, every time I turn on my social media page, I don't see nothing about Julia. Not a doggone thing about anything. Nothing bad about it. I love her as a wrestler. I don't want to clarify. I'm not trashing her. I'm just telling you what I see.
I think she's better on the mic too.
Yeah, and she's better on the mic, and that's not saying a lot because they both the dialect is a little bit rough from here to there. But Stephanie just has this, like, her aura is starting to grow. Like it's taking another level. So if anybody does win this match, I got a feeling it's Stephanie. I don't think they're going to do it. Somebody's going to interfere to ruin this. And I've been trying to think in my head, like, who could be the person that comes in and interrupts this match. I just don't know who it could be. At first I thought, oh, maybe it'll be Jordan Grace. Maybe she comes in there and I don't know. So it's who else is in those title pictures that could ruin this matchup. Maybe it's a
Fallon
Roxanne,
Haley, maybe
Fallon Haley, maybe Roxanne Perez, just because. So it'll be interesting, but I don't see that happening. Now, this match is going to be a fun one too. But like you said, I don't see nobody. The system is going to come in and save the day right before Moose is, you know what I'm saying, before Moose is about to lose to Oba. That's how I see that match playing out. Like Oba's about to finish him. Here comes the system. They stop it. Boom. That doesn't happen. That's what I see from that. Well, shout out first of all to Oba rocking the Joe Hendry attire. I think he believes. He's so rocking the blue and the white. So that's how I kind of see that match. This one, Eric. This is where I think the Hardys may win this match. I think they win it because I just think that if there is going to be one, I agree with you. This will be the one that somebody takes the other person's title. Now, if I'm not. With the Hardys having the crossover appeal to the WWE the way that they do, I think that if you're going to have these young guns come after the Hardys, and eventually if you're going to put NXT tag team over that's not, how he hates their name, Faxium, these two guys, man, like
they've been killing it though.
They're killing it. They've been killing it. So if I think that they want to eventually pull up another tag team and give them the boost, I think how other way you do it than to beat the Hardys. So they could beat the Hardys and move on, but I got a feeling that it might be a long-term thing where the Hardys win this to kind of help boost, that. Who knows? They might be going into the Hall of Fame this year, but that's another story. And then of course, great match here. Love to see Ricky Saint. I'm not going to call him Ricky Saints because I don't like it. But Ricky Saint, another great match, with him and Ethan and your boy getting bouncy and all that stuff, and Wesley doing this thing. But just NXT continues to cook on so many levels right now. It's been really, really good, and I really love what I'm seeing. Really love what I'm seeing. Bates is in the room. He said, "Bates is in the room." That's nasty work.
Nasty work.
Our man Corey. What's good, fellas? Just for clarity, all titles aren't on the line. They are clear. They cleared it up after. Oba's NXT title is on the line, and the Impact titles are on the line during Roadblock. Okay. That's good then. That's good then. The only title is Julia and Stephanie. Okay. Well, and now if that's the case, Hardy's definitely going to win. I don't see that happening. And if Oba's the only one that's on the line, Oba's definitely going to win. That makes it a little bit more. That makes it a little bit more, a little bit better.
Moose that's crazy. Honestly, it's funny. I think Moose's spear. I feel like it always. I felt like he tried to replicate Bobby's. Like he definitely tried to replicate Bobby's because like the way he lands, I'm like, oh, okay, you try to be like Bobby, but. You can't be like Bobby if you can't hurt people.
Yes.
Hurt people.
and now, Corey, this is a good one, Corey. Cora Jade is one that I definitely could see ruin this match. She has been elevating. Like she's had a nice little run since the breakup with Roxanne. She's been on a run. So I actually do like that. I do like that a lot.
Agree. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
So I like that a lot. And the Hardy that could be the new faction. That's my man. That's why I love you, Corey. You the man.
I like this.
Corey the man. Corey the man.
This is good. I love what everybody said because I honestly agree with it. I agree.
Yo, that's crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all check out my man Corey, man. His show, The Grind, great wrestling talk. Y'all make sure y'all check out my man Corey.
Check that out, man.
I love it.
Oh, but we talked about some of the greatness of what's going on with Shawn Michaels cooking it up with NXT. Now it's time to talk about, I think, my favorite part of this week. Friday Night Smackdown, baby. I'm ecstatic to talk about SmackDown. Y'all have no idea. When it comes to SmackDown, I have a little bit of joy, peace, and joy in my soul when I see SmackDown. Because, it kicked it off. We kicked it off with Cody Rhodes. First of all, they told Cody Rhodes, why don't you come on in, sir? Come on in. This is from the final boss. First of all, they gave Cody his own locker room. Flash forward. Now, we flash forward to Tiffany Stratton and Trishy time, okay? This is what they're really going with this. I don't know. This is insane to me.
Sounds stupid, but that's going to continue.
But Tiffany Stratton beating Chelsea Green, which they had a great promo, by the way. Beating Chelsea Green. And now, with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, excuse me, having this tag team match with Nia Jax and, Candice LeRae. We just need to get that over with. But, another part that we had to flash forward was one of my favorites. Because, we got to talk about it. Woo! Yeah! I love that! Yeah. Street Profits again coming out and killing it. And you know what it's like when the Street Profits are coming out. Because Taz ain't playing. Dogs ain't playing. I'm telling you, this is happening. The same way we've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. It's going to be a Fatal 4 or a Fatal 5-way match at WrestleMania for those tag team titles. And I'm going to tell you who's going to win that. And it's these two guys right here. The Profits. Yeah, you know what time it is. But we had another tournament that was really big that they started in SmackDown, which was, with LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes, which they had qualifying matches. Jacob Fatu, the man with the magic boot, the man that is the Simone Werewolf, came out and he cut a fire promo. And you know what else? We got to show it. Hell, we got to do it. Hell. Let's go.
Okay, LA Knight, come on with it. Carmelo, come on with it. Like I said before, it's either you lay down or I will beat your ass down. Hell, I'm America's most wanted. Hell, I'm a man of society. Hey,
Hell.
That U.S.
This man's
title
killing
is
it.
coming to me. Shit, guys. I hope you watch it right now, because then you're going to understand whoever get in my way, I'm a dog walk their ass.
That man's crazy.
He is a lunatic.
You can't tell me that this man is not killing it with these promos.
Man's a lunatic, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Man's a lunatic.
I love it. Then we had to flash forward because, unfortunately, Jacob Fatu wasn't the one that actually won that match. That was actually LA Knight, so he is going to be one facing Shinsuke. We would have loved to see Jacob Fatu, but I get it for storyline purposes. Then we had Drew McIntyre first coming out interrupting a video with John Cena talking about how he has to win the Elimination Chamber match. Comes out, and then all of a sudden it's Seth Rollins is out there. Then CM Punk is out there. Then, as we thought it was John Cena, it's not. It's Logan Paul. He comes out there. Says how he's going to be the one to win the Elimination Chamber. Tells it to Punk. And again, interceding, just like we was talking about with Raw, how he's just interceding himself on Raw, doing the same thing. Then we flash forward, and we see KO, Sami Zayn. Sami says to Kevin, he tells Kevin, like, look, I know you're out here. I know you're here in Canada. I know you're here in Toronto. Kevin Owens says, no, I'm not even there. I'm where we're going to be at tomorrow night. So I had to soak it in. So this is going to be a first time. This is going to be an unsanctioned match. This is going to be crazy. They're making it personal. Sami said he's nervous. Said he's nervous because he doesn't know what he's going to do to Kevin. But this is one of those matches to where I wonder how far we're going to take this. Because after Elimination Chamber, are you going to take this to Mania? That's the real question. Then we flash forward to Cody. Yeah, because Cody got a couple of things. Not only did he get his own locker room, no, hell. He didn't get just a locker room. Hell.
Hell.
That man got a truck. Hell. He also got another offer to say, hey, take this truck. But look at this. Look at this belt. This belt is your soul. And that date that's on there, it's the date of Dusty Rhodes when he passed away, R.I.P. And this is the finish right here. Man, I can't lie, man. I can't lie. Smackdown was fire. And also, another side note, okay? Another thing with Bianca and Naomi, because again, they talked to Bianca and Naomi again. Byron talked to them. Asked them, how do you feel about the whole Jade situation? Bianca still has this sus-looking face. Naomi, honestly, it's kind of like with Naomi, I'm like, maybe she didn't do it. But now I'm starting to really question Bianca, and I'm starting to think, yeah, this could be her. It could be Bianca. And if so, I'm okay with that. Because why? Why not? I would love to see heel Bianca come back. That's what brought my attention to Bianca when she first debuted in NXT. So I would love to see her as a heel. And gotta talk about Jacob Fatu. Honestly, the man with the magic boot, this man is beyond over. I mean, even when the crowd sees him, the man had a whole shiesty mask on. You couldn't even tell it was him at first. But as soon as they seen the beard, they seen the red dreads, they knew who it was. Yada, I mean, 5-2. Mr. Exclusive, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
More heat from SmackDown. I mean, every week, each show takes it up another notch, and I thought this was another really good go home show. Get yourself ready for what we are in store for tonight. There's so much. I know I talked about it a little bit earlier, but I know that there's a part of me that the way that this man has been popping up in different spots, creating some beef with different people that's in this match up tonight. Makes me think they're just trying to set up whatever they're going to have Logan Paul do for WrestleMania. So just y'all really pay attention to that tonight, because that's going to be something that definitely happens in this matchup. This is going to be the matchup of the night. I knew once it happened, or once they said it was going to happen, and in the style, this is going to be crazy. These suckers are going to show out in their home country, and it's going to be insane. The crowd is going to be the loudest for this than anything that you see tonight. I'm just telling you how it is. They're going to be rambunctious. It's going to be straight fire in Toronto. And I don't know if they're having it at the Maple Leafs Arena or not, but wherever they're having it at, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be insane in there. It is going to be insane in there.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling Sammy wins this. And I think
so. Okay.
And there's a part of me that wants to see Kevin, because Kevin's taken a lot of losses, but he's been so great in the losses, they haven't even really mattered. But he kind of needs a win too. So that's what makes this match intriguing, because they both need wins. So this will help one of these guys out. So prepare yourself for the best match of the night when these two go at it. There's a thing here with with our guy here. We talked a little bit about this pre-show. Everything's happening right now because of Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is you ever had that person that they just kind of in the middle of everything, and it's like wherever that stuff they follow him, trouble follows, or something strange. That's what Cody Rhodes is right now, and it's been like that for months. Kevin Owens, we're having that Kevin Owens Sami Zayn matchup because of the way that the way that Cody Rhodes has conducted himself since becoming WWE champion. This man preached to us about how he wanted to beat Roman Reigns and change everything, and then you partner with this dude. Kevin Owens had your back. Kevin Owens had your back through all this. and you said, "Sorry, Kevin, I got to go help out the enemy." You know how Kevin Owens felt about Roman Reigns. You know all the stuff that Roman Reigns put Kevin Owens through, and what did you do? And the bloodline put him through, and you said, "Nah, we cool." What? Okay, cool. Drew McIntyre, same dream. Like, he's been talking to Cody, but he ain't too happy with my man. Why? Because you helped out the people that cost my title. So that's in the mix. And there's, you got to kind of have that dwindling in the back. But everything. And the reason why Sammy almost got his neck broke is because when Kevin said, "Hey, I need you to help me against Cody," he just came out there and checked on him. So Sammy got as a casualty in this because he went out there to try to help the guy. So it's just like,
and Randy, where's Randy?
Randy's hurt. Randy's hurt because because of Cody. I don't care what
because of Cody.
Cody's fault.
And why is Roman Reigns the tribal chief?
Because of Cody.
That's crazy.
Because of Cody.
That's crazy.
Hey, Kevin Owens has legit reasons to be upset. People look at him and say, "Man, Kevin Owens has a legit reason to be upset. He's mad for a real reason." I said it months ago. Back in September, I said, Kevin Owens trying to be a nice guy. Trying to be a nice guy. And he said, "Man, I do not want to fight you." And Cody forced it. He forced the fight, and then that's what ended up happening. Look, Cody Rhodes, you're the reason why all this is going down. You're the reason.
It's on you.
You're just a problem, sir. So so tonight when you decide if you're going to go and spend time with The Rock, and you're going to let him steal your soul or whatever, don't be surprised. I mean, at this point, the soul has probably already been taken, as Drew eloquently put it. The soul may have already been taken. But yes, SmackDown as a whole, greatness. I love what I saw. Street Profits did their thing. I'm still shaky on the Tiffy Time thing, and I do have to bring up this comment because I thought this was funny. Corey said, "Trishy time is close to trashy time for me. There's such a thing as too much." So I thought that was hilarious. I thought I had to throw that in there. Our man Bates in the building. Hell, he already know. So
it's greatness right there.
It's real funny. Now, I'm glad Corey brought this up too, because I noticed the same thing. It was the stop. Solo did not let Tama come out there with Fatu, and when you go back and watch it, he stops him like in full motion. He was about to go out there. So just for those that need to see it, here it is. Watch Solo.
Okay, LA Knight, come on with it. Carmelo, come on with it. Like I said before, it's either you lay down or I will beat your ass down.
Beat your ass down. Come on now.
Hell, I'm a menace to society. Hey,
a menace to society is crazy. A menace to society is crazy. But he stopped him.
He did stop him.
That's crazy. Like this is Jacob's moment. Now, to be honest, do I love seeing Tama Tonga in the back, kind of lurking with Jacob?
Yeah. It brings the aura to it. It does. Yeah. It's right there behind it. Yeah. All of that.
It makes me wonder how Tonga Loa would have fit if he wasn't injured. Like, what would it like? Sometimes I wonder if the injuries didn't happen with Tonga Loa and with Bronson Reed, where would they be in the whole thing? Maybe just kind of do with Tama Tonga, but I love the whole Tama Tonga being there. And it does kind of raise an eyebrow as to why did Solo do that? I think, again, it seems like he's really getting that push to be not just the Samoan werewolf, not the man with the magic book. I'm sorry, the man with the magic boot. But I think to be that tribal chief, man, it just seems like it. He's getting this natural aura to him to where he's beyond over. Like,
but there's a jealousy factor, low key, that will eventually play its head. Like, we will see Solo versus Jacob at some point. I mean, this is where all this is leading to, and at some point for those two to kind of go at it. And I think the stop, yes, it has something to do with let Jacob do this on his own. But there's a part of me that makes me think like, hey, I brought you here. I brought you here. You stay here. He didn't say it out there, but He stopped him because that's his guy. And we got to remember, there's still other pieces there. Laura's going to be back at some point. And then, the brother is lurking, the tall one, the tall one, he's lurking, Lance Fatu is also, I don't know why I'm saying it wrong, my fault. Roman and them brother, they're lurking. There's more bloodline members lurking.
Zilla Fatu's around.
Zilla's out there.
Zilla.
They're all lurking in the mist. So that's something that you just kind of watch out for. And that's where it's like, it's just going to be very interesting for me to kind of see how it all kind of plays out. But yeah, man, it's been real gold.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those things when it's like we say it all the time. We talk about aura, we talk about storyline, we talk about how good is this getting. And when it comes to anything with the bloodline, whether it's Jey Uso with his story, and when it comes to Roman, even though he's kind of low-key on the back burner, I haven't seen this man since Raw. Honestly, since WWE 2K. I've been seeing him on IGN more than anything. Just doing some stuff. When it comes to what the final boss, the high chief, when it comes to what he's doing, everybody has got their own storyline within the bloodline, and it's cooking up. And I'm loving what Jacob Fatu is doing. Do I want to see him with a title very soon? Of course I do. Because it doesn't look good to not see the man with the magic boot without some gold around his waist. Honestly, we could talk about even when he was holding the title around his neck like this. I said, man, this is aura. This is what you call aura. You can't make that up. And Jacob Fatu's got that, man. What's your thoughts, man? What you think, Mr. Exclusive?
Look, Jacob's got the aura. Like, it's special. Like, you can always tell when somebody's just got it. And he just has it. The fans, he was over almost immediately when he first came. No did he? But when he first got there, he was already pretty much over then. But it was just a small bill because people the way he debuted, the way he's carried himself, the way he's done everything. I mean, the athleticism, let me take 2 hops, pop up on the top ropes, do a somersault. This is a big boy. And no pressure, just out there, just flipping around. He's got everything. I could see him maybe down the road being the guy that takes over as the tribal chief. He's already talked about how he needs to bring the title back home to the family. Like it's important to him to bring it back home where it belongs. And that's why this bloodline storyline is going to last a hot minute. So for people to say, oh, I'm tired of it. How could you be tired of it? There's so many of them. And there's so many elements that can always pull up, because there is going to be a point where Roman Reigns takes a sit down. Like, we know that it's coming at some point. Like, he's still going to make appearances here and there, but he's in the latter part of his career. He's got health to deal with, that he wants to make sure that he's staying on top of his game. So, every time an opportunity that you get to see Roman right now as a wrestling fan, you got to appreciate it, because you won't see it a ton over the next couple of years before he decides, I think personally, before he truly sits down. I mean, you look at the breaks and stuff that he takes now. So we got to find who that next tribal chief is.
Mm-hmm.
Find out who's going to be that person that can bring the aura to the crowd. I think we found that guy. He's right there in front of us. It's going to be a little bit longer because, yes, Roman is still in the picture. The Rock is still in the picture.
Roman even said he can do 2 more. He said he can do another 2 years.
Right.
Full
so
time.
it's going to be some time. God forbid anything crazy happens. Everything is set up for long-term bloodline storytelling. You know how like places like factions like the Bullet Club lasts for years and different platforms and everything. The bloodline has that aura where it exists out. It's just not in WWE. Yes, the name is in WWE, but it's in different wrestling organizations. Yeah. So that's why it's going to be something that really cooks over the next couple. It's a beautiful thing to have, and it's a beautiful thing for wrestling fans, because you just never know. Yeah. There's always one lurking. There's always one lurking.
And then I'd be crazy if I didn't say even Ava. She's got herself a little storyline. The Pebble.
Yep.
She's got a little storyline on NXT.
And look, the Pebble's in there. Nia. That's the other thing. They asked Nia Jax. They asked Nia Jax a couple weeks ago. One of the popular YouTube guys that has a podcast. He asked her a question about women's bloodline, and she said, that's pretty much the fellas thing, but I'll never rule it out. But like that's always a possibility that there's a women's bloodline. It could it be done right? Yeah, it could be done right. There's some very talented women in that family that can wrestle. So that's
And
what I say.
they're
Like,
and they're building it up. Because remember, I told you about that one from Seattle, Washington, off of
yeah,
their show, The Legends and Future Greats. I still did not get her name, but the female, they call her the female Jacob Fatu. I said, man. She said, come with it. I said, oh, all right, okay.
they're not playing.
I said, all right. I said,
That's
I'm with it.
That's what you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
You
Gotta
gotta
love
love it. But we talked about some of the greatness that happened with the 3 hours of fire with Raw. We talked about the greatness of Shawn Michaels cooking up with NXT, and we talked about some of the greatness that happened with the man with the magic boot, with the Profits, with seeing what they're doing. But now it's time to talk about what we think what's going to happen with the Elimination Chamber, baby. Woo, man, that beat goes crazy.
it. Do
Shout
it
out
do.
to my man Drew, man. So, we gotta talk about what's going on with the Elimination Chamber. If we're gonna talk about anything, the first thing we need to talk about is the first match that we're hoping is just the first match
Let's get it out the way.
to start off.
Get it out the
Now, this is no knock to Trish, to Tiffy, to Nia, to Candice, but this is not a match that is a very necessary one. I do think we could have got maybe a fifth match, possibly. And since we got this one as a certain hometown kind of match, but we'll let it go. Honestly, the only way I can see this match going for the dub, obviously, it's got to be Tiffy time and Trishy time. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna just let that one be and let that one go as is. I don't think there's really nothing too much to explain when it comes to this match here. Flash forward, I think the next match coming up, Sammy versus KO. Now, I went to the Jamaican food spot, one of my favorite spots to go to out here in Greenville. And my man's asked me, he said, who you think, Sammy or Kevin? And I said, it's crazy. I said, Mr. Exclusive would say that Sammy is the lovable loser. I said, I think Kevin Owens is coming out on top of this. But we'll have to see. Because something like this, maybe as we kind of went on it, and I remember Mr. Exclusive, you was talking about it, I'm starting to think maybe Sammy does win this match. Maybe he does win this, and maybe this does turn up. Now, the next match we got coming up will be the Women's Elimination Chamber. Now, honestly, I feel like this match is a big toss-up. The only ones I can see possibly winning, not Roxanne. Alexa Bliss would be interesting, but I just don't know where she would, how she could win this. Liv. Now, we don't want to see Liv win this again. Why? Because we don't want to see Liv and Rhea again. Now, I'm not going to lie. Is Rhea on fire? I think so. I think Rhea has turned around in the last year. Now, for Bayley, I think she's just been a workhorse. This girl's been on Smackdown, NXT, on Raw. She's been doing this for the last month, 2-3 months now. I don't know what's going on, but that girl is just working just to work. I don't see her winning this at all. Now, of course, that leaves Jade or Bianca or Naomi. Who do I think? I'm still going with Bianca, but at the same time, it would be interesting because Mr. Exclusive, you had said it, and I agree with you. I would be surprised to see Jade pop up and maybe interfere with this Elimination Chamber match because of Jade and because of Naomi and Bianca. Now, also, I just kind of thought about this. What if maybe Bianca and Naomi are attacked tonight? Maybe what if maybe Naomi is the one that's attacked? Maybe what if it's Bianca that is attacked? And what if Jade is the one that takes the place of either one of those two? I honestly think, if anything, I could see Naomi getting taken out, but we'll see what happens. Very interesting. We'll see how that goes. Next one, and the last one, the men's Elimination Chamber match, to be honest, whoever wins this is the one that faces Cody. Now, with everything going on, who would I see really winning this? I don't know. And it's not that I would say it would be John Cena. Would I say John Cena be the one to win? Possibly. It's really pushing for Punk. Punk's been going crazy with the promos. I think he could be possibly him. I wouldn't be upset if it was Drew. I think he would deserve it. To see what he would do against Cody, I could see that. The mind games with CM Punk, I could see that as well. And if somehow, I would not even be mad if somehow Seth was the one that won the Elimination Chamber match and faced Cody. Because now I feel like that's what turns the interesting factor of the storyline. Now you're going to be facing Seth at WrestleMania for the title. First time y'all met was at 38. Then you guys met up again at 40 and tag team with each other to face The Rock and Roman. And then what if you two are the ones that do it? I wouldn't be surprised with that. Now, of course, if John Cena wins this will mark the number, if he wins, it goes for number 17. Now, for Damian, I don't see Damian Priest winning this, and I don't see Logan Paul winning this. So you can just put that as a wrap right now. It's not happening. That's a done deal. And then, of course, we got to talk about it because this is why I still think that it could be Seth that could win this Elimination Chamber because that could be the deciding factor that could really turn up and change things. If this man, Cody, says he's going to give his soul to The Rock, and I'm really questioning and I'm wondering if Cody still has that piece that The Rock gave him after Mania and says, this is my soul, I'm giving it to you, and I accept the offer. And this is the finish, man. So, honestly, I think Elimination Chamber is going to go crazy. I think when we look at Elimination Chamber, that's going to be starting in the next few hours. That's going on tonight. I think it's going to be something that's going to be full of surprises. To be honest, I don't see any actual clear winner and not at least 3 out of the 4 matches. I don't see that. One match, yeah. Trish and Tiffany Stratton are definitely beating Nia and
Kane. Yeah, they win in that match, yeah.
Yeah, that's obvious. With Kevin and Sami, that's up in the air. With the women's elimination chamber, that's definitely up in the air. The men's is up in the air. So you don't know. And then, of course, even with Cody and the decision with The Rock, I know that's going to be like a 20, 30-minute segment. Because if The Rock comes out first, he's gonna talk. He's going to talk. So I love The Rock. But that's just what he's going to do. The final boss is going to do what the final boss wants to do. If he wants to sit up there and talk for 10 minutes and ramble about nothing, he's going to do that. And then if he wants to go ahead and talk about what he wants to do with WWE and with Cody, he can do that. Because the final boss is going to do what the final boss wants to do.
They still going to turn in. They're going to still tune in and listen because he's The Rock. Let's not act like, you know what I'm saying? They're going to still tune in and listen because it's The Rock. So, yeah. Now, look, so, all right. This pay-per-view is going to be fun. I'm excited about it. And this is pretty much our last bad boy. We get Roadblock next week, which should be really good. And then at this point, watching TNA's pay-per-view will be also a point of mine because of the greatness they've got going on. So I'll be trying to peek in there. I had to pay that $9.99 to get in that TNA app. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Impact Plus.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get the Impact Plus, man. Show them some love. So this matchup, do not care about it. Me and Eric have told you, I do not know why this match is happening. There could have been so much. I mean, I know why, because it's Trish. Don't get me wrong, but who cares? Like, if Trish loses this match, and if Trish and Tiffy lose this match, I'll be beyond blown away. So this is just a filler match, and I hate to downgrade a Hall of Famer that way, but that's kind of just what this is. Nobody has any real. There's nothing that's really at stake. Maybe we see Charlotte come out there and just kind of, that could be something that just helps Nia and them win it. Maybe that happens. Okay, that'll give me a little something to get us set for WrestleMania. So, but I got Trish and Tiffy time. Now, the sexiest last name in wrestling, taking on the lovable loser. This is going to be the match of the night. I will continue to say that this is going to be the match of the night because these two know how to go. They're best friends. They know everything about each other. They're former tag team champions. They're both from Canada. The crowd's going to be crazy. The energy is going to be
Mhm.
off the chain. The real question is, and I know I said it a little bit earlier, is the winner of this match it'll be a much needed boost for the winner of this match. Kevin has lost a lot lately. He's just losing and hurting people. But like I said earlier, he's losing and hurting people, and it doesn't make a difference because he's still Kevin Owens. And it's just like he can win a match and lose a match. You'd be like, okay, I can see that happen, and you'll be fine with it. He's just, we talked about a couple weeks ago. He's that MVP that you have in each generation of wrestlers, at each era, that it just, you're going to get greatness from him every time. And if it's him being a heel, him being a face, you name it, that's what you're going to get from him. Okay. I think Sammy wins this. As much as I hate to say it, but the lovable loser needs this win, I would say, a little bit more than Kevin. So I think he gets it. Plus, the last time they were in Toronto for a big pay-per-view, Sammy did lose to Roman.
To Roman, yeah.
So
yeah,
I think that they may give this one to Sammy, because like they both need wins, but I think it goes to Sammy. Now here's the one. This is these elimination chambers have so many different factors. So I'll throw this out there first. I agree with you. I don't think Roxanne wins this, but this is a good chance for Roxanne to have a really good showing. And this is another great job by Triple H of picking the right talent to have, Roxanne go up against to kind of bring her forward into the main roster, because we know that that's what's slowly happening here. She's slowly making her way to Raw, and, having a rivalry with Bayley is the right way to do it. Bayley's another one of those MVPs that you have in an era that she's going to give you a banger, she's going to do greatness. That's exactly what's happening here. So those two will, they'll I don't know if they meet at WrestleMania, but there'll be something where they're involved in it. So I like that storyline is kind of continuing. As much as I love Naomi, I can't see Naomi winning this match at all.
Yeah,
like she I'm not gonna say she's the least likely, but to me, for something in my heart says she's the least likely person to win this. And I would put Bayley 5th, and then I'd put Roxanne 4th. The 3 young ladies at the bottom, to me, are your favorites. Alexa, Liv, or Bianca. Now, once again, I'll give another shout out to Corey here, because I don't know, Corey he must be in my brain tonight. No Diddy, but
yeah, I was gonna say
I put it in there.
Great.
But he said this. He said Bliss is a dark horse in the chamber, once a world champion, and it's been years since she's held one. He doesn't believe that she'll win, but no, definitely somebody we should watch out for. And here's the other piece I want to add to that, Corey, is that like her connection with the crowd is one of those top, not like when she came out at the Rumble. Yes, it'd been a while. People knew she was kind of coming, but the energy was different. And ever since she's come back, people really have embraced Alexa, and she's really good in the ring. I know some people that don't like her at all, but she's really good in the ring. And so and she's a great talker. I saw a clip earlier today where she burned Bayley and Sasha Banks when her and Nikki Cross were tag team champions.
Jeez.
Boy, it was rough. So she can talk. So her and Rhea would be in a very interesting, nothing that we'd expected, but a very interesting WrestleMania matchup. Liv, of course, they already had the beef. That's the easy pick. You could go and say, all right, there's Liv, there's Rhea. They hate each other. Dom's in the mix. I really don't want to see that again, but I could see that happening. But the X Factor and the person that should win this match is the young lady on the bottom right, and that's Bianca Belair.
Come on.
Bianca Belair has done an amazing job over the last year of taking a step back to help others grow in the company. She took a step back of being a main eventer. She had the title for a year. She headlined the first 2 black women to ever headline and be the main event match at a WrestleMania. That was Bianca Belair just 2 years ago. She took a step back to help others grow in the industry, to help build a tag team division that has been absolutely trash. This is her moment to get another opportunity. People know, Eric, people know how good Bianca is. There are always going to be haters, but people know how good she is. But you said something earlier. If the heel run is going to happen, this is it. They're not going to have 2 faces go up against each other at WrestleMania. Now, if they do have it, like I kind of threw earlier, don't be surprised there's no Jade tonight, and Bianca wins, and then Jade pops out at WrestleMania and costs Bianca the title. Those are the things you got to kind of just keep in your head. But as wrestler fans, we go all over the place. So Bianca's my pick tonight, but I do love Alexa Bliss as the dark horse.
Yeah.
Men's Chamber. This thing's had a lot going on here. So I also agree with you. Logan Paul is not going to win this match. We've already seen him in Cody, even though it was a solid match. I do not want to see that at WrestleMania. Priest is here for one reason, and that's to continue to build Priest's resume. I don't think he wins this matchup. Obviously, I mean, him and Cody doesn't really make sense.
He had a great promo too.
He had a great promo, but I think this is another opportunity to continue to build Priest. Triple H has done a really good job of building Priest since he lost the title, and that's the key part. Like he was champion, and people were like, okay, it's all right. But since he lost the title, him as a crowd favorite, him as a wrestler, everything has taken a second leap. So this is another chance to continue to build Priest up. So that's what I like there. So those two are out the way. And then you're looking at Seth, the trifecta: Seth, Drew, and CM Punk. The thing about these three, this is the match. I thought it was going to be these three triple threat match. Let's get it all out the way. And this is what I said maybe like 5 or 6 months ago. Seth can win this match due to kind of something you said earlier, Eric. You go back and look at the promo and how they were going back and forth in the promo. And if they end up, Cody decides to sell his soul tonight, this one makes a lot of sense. And Seth, you can throw Seth that bone and be okay with it. Plus, Seth and Cody have that history of, and Seth has never beat him one-on-one, if I'm not mistaken, like at least not in a big match.
He has,
right. Never. So it's there. That's another factor that's in there. So boom, check there. Then there's Drew. Now, Drew's kind of set himself up, calling, pretty much saying all these things about Cody for the last couple of months. He's kind of like throwing a little shade. So he dropped, like we said, little nuggets. And he's kind of throwing a couple things in there to make him feel, like down and like, hey, man, if you do it, you sold your soul a long time ago. And, he's been kind of like laying bricks to that foundation of a potential match. So Drew would probably be my third choice in this match. Seth fourth, Drew third. Now here comes the fun one. You got Cena and you got Punk. Punk, to me, is the person I still have winning this match, but you cannot look past the Cena factor. Dude, we got the 17-time champion and all that good stuff in there, but there's a part of me that I as much as I know a lot of fans would love to see him and maybe him and Cody go for it at WrestleMania. Those two have the most beef with The Rock. So out of everybody in this group, Cena and CM Punk have the most beef with The Rock. So if Cody is going to turn and give his soul away, him screwing over Cena and him screwing over Punk, who openly talks about how much he hates Dwayne. Those are the two. So that'll be a fun one tonight. I got Punk, but Cena, I don't know. Cena Logan Paul is probably what's going to happen, and of course the soul taking. Like, does this man give his soul to The Rock? Like,
I think it's happening, man. I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna do it.
I'm hoping for the best. Definitely hoping for the best,
Oh yeah, but definitely it's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Yeah, Bates is going crazy.
Bates is going crazy. You see Bailey winning or Bliss winning. There's so many options in the women, and the only thing about Bailey winning is that as much as I love Bailey, I just don't know if Bailey and them move the needle for a WrestleMania, for the WrestleMania match. A solid pay-per-view, SummerSlam. Maybe Survivor Series, yes. I don't know if they will give Bailey and Rhea. I don't know if that's the one people want to see. But I'm telling you, that Bianca one though, that they do that the right way, that's gonna be stinking.
It's gonna go crazy. That's right. Hey, the one night base. He'll know. He know.
One night baits.
The one night base, baby, because it's only one night only.
One night only. One night
One night
only.
only.
Hit a little dream
honestly,
girl
it's
here.
kind of crazy though. But even like CM Punk has been a lot of promos. He's been talking about John Cena a lot.
Has
I
been.
kept saying, I was like, what is this about with Punk and Cena again? I'm like, all right, let's see where it goes. But it does look a little funny for John Cena to automatically be in the Elimination Chamber, get a bye, and is automatically just in it. So I
Yeah.
do think everybody's kind of talking about that a lot. Like what's going on with that? Cena selling his soul. I can see that.
And now Cena did kind of set that up at the Rumble. I mean, like that post-match press conference, the way that he was talking in that press conference, I was like, look, man, heel Cena's happening there. Don't be surprised if heel Cena happens between now and the end of the year. You know my prediction. You know my prediction. I think he does win the title, but it's happening like at the very end of the year next year, and then he retires. I don't think he will face anybody to lose the belt. Like he wins it, retires, and then they have the tournament leading into WrestleMania 42. That's my prediction, and I'm sticking with it. That they will have a world or whatever title it is, championship tournament from that point on, leading up into WrestleMania. And if they do it the right way, it could be a really good tournament. I trust Triple H.
Didn't they do? They did something like that. Was it WrestleMania?
WrestleMania
5.
WrestleMania.
Was it 4 or 5?
WrestleMania 4, because WrestleMania 5 was Hogan and Macho Man. Macho Man had beat DiBiase for the title in WrestleMania 4, and that's tough because those two are my top 5. DiBiase is my number 4. Macho Man is my number 3. So it's just like, to kind of see it, I always wanted to see DiBiase win the title, but yeah, that was WrestleMania 4. So that could be something where they have like an outside tournament, and I think you can if you do it right, you can push it.
Especially with the 2 nights. If you got 2 nights, you can definitely do something with that.
Or they just do it for the Rumble. It could also be something where because especially if the Rumble decides to go to 2 nights, maybe the winner of the men's Rumble will claim that title and move on towards WrestleMania. It could be something like that as well. So. But that's my prediction. Cena wins the title end of the year, and then a tournament or a Royal Rumble. We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
I feel that one, man. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna stick with Seth winning it, and I'm really gonna see where it goes with. I'm gonna go with Seth winning this one tonight. We're gonna see.
Yeah. Now Seth is it's interesting, but it make like anybody.
It's like anybody.
The only 2 that don't make sense to me are Priest and Paul. Anybody else that win it, I can see it and be like, okay, I see where they're going with it. Now, I can see that.
Especially with Drew McIntyre. I don't know but that man is going crazy himself with his promo work. Love to see it.
Yeah, just watch, and then, like I said, watch out for Paul too, man, because see how his interactions tonight, and that's how you will find out who his WrestleMania opponent. Just look closely and see. That's how you'll find out who Mr. Paul will face at WrestleMania.
It's crazy. But we talked about the 3 hours of fire with Monday Night Raw. We talked about with Shawn Michaels cooking up constantly with NXT and with both the divisions and what's going on with Impact. We talked about SmackDown with the man with the magic boot, with the Street Profits, with Cody getting the truck, Cody possibly selling his soul. And then, of course, we had to tell you our predictions for Elimination Chamber that's going on tonight. Also, just to let y'all know, remember, please make sure you follow, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And make sure you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and on X, just because we're still going to be dropping content. So make sure you guys follow us on there. We're going to be dropping some stuff more, but we need the love. So we need y'all to follow us and just let us know that you're watching us, man. But I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. This is my man, the legacy man, Mr. Xclusive himself. And as always, as the Xclusive Knights, we always strive and push to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there will be. And to guarantee that your nights will never
be the same. Yeah, peace out. Y'all enjoy Elimination Chamber.